I am going live.
Go live right now.
I am. I'm going live right now.
No?
We are live right now. Hello, everybody. We are live, of course, if you can't tell from our argument. So anyway, welcome to Drive-By News. My name is Stevie Cade, or today I am Be Like Ramon. Then we have the man not behind the curtain, the man in the chair, Mr. Seth Draven, also known as Be Like Steven.
Be Like Steven.
And then we have Ramon from Hit or Miss TV.
I like Seth's hair today. I think he looks good.
I don't know if that's a joke or not, but if it's not,
no, it looks nice. I like your hair today. It looks really, really nice.
See,
well, then I'll appreciate it.
I told you people like it when you comb your hair.
I comb my hair.
I like your hair
with like a water bottle.
That was a joke. Okay.
I like your hair like that.
All right, guys. So before all the shenanigans happen here, let's go ahead and get this intro in, and so we can start talking about our news. You guys ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
3, 2. Drive-by news. Oh, here we go. Yeah, stamp of quality film trigger right here.
I spoke to a girl yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Did you scare her?
No, that's it. I just like, all right, that's it. But I spoke to her.
he just looks at her and goes, "Ah!"
No, I was out shopping. I was like, "You all right?" She's like, "Yeah, that's it."
Oh, well, good job, Ramon.
Thanks, man.
It's good. Baby steps, buddy. Baby steps. That's how you succeed in this world.
Thank you.
Stick around in the comments, okay? All right, so we are going to start off with some DC stuff here. We have J.K. Simmons returning as Commissioner Gordon, and he's doing this in the new HBO Max series, or is it a movie?
It's a movie.
On
HBO Max.
On HBO Max, Batgirl, or is it Batwoman?
Batgirl.
I can't.
You got them messed up yesterday too.
I did, yeah. So J.K. Simmons is returning as Commissioner Gordon in the new Batgirl HBO Max movie, which does tie in, the Snyderverse. That they're continuing with this Snyderverse thing. Kind of, yeah. Okay. So number one, I'm happy to see J.K. Simmons, and number two, I just learned yesterday that he went to high school right in Columbus here.
That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Worthington, not too far from where I live. But number three, as excited as I am that J.K. Simmons is returning, it just puts a bigger question mark over this entire thing for me. What are they doing with the Snyderverse? Because they have their two biggest hitters. They have Batman and Superman that they're really just kind of pussyfooting around. They're not putting them in the focal point. Henry Cavill, I don't think he could pay to play Superman right now. They just are putting him in the closet. But
like Michael Jackson, keep it in the closet. That's from his album. That's a good song. That was. Sorry, carry on.
But Ramon, just to kind of bounce it onto you a little bit, how do you feel? And this is probably the only DC thing I think we have today to talk about.
Sure it is.
So I don't mind if we go down a rabbit hole with it. But what are your thoughts about how they're handling the DCEU? And this is such an exhausting question because I feel like we've been asking this question for.
Do you mean in general with all of the stuff that's coming out, or you just mean how things are?
Well, all the things that are coming out, we didn't know if they were gonna retcon the Snyderverse and just kind of soft reboot it over, but them bringing J.K. Simmons over,
I still stick to my guns, and I think that next year they will relaunch stuff and it'll be on HBO Max once this merger thing with Discovery is all done. That's what I still think.
I think that's kind of the last hope. Is that what I want to call it? I don't know if that's what I want to call it, but that's what I'm gonna call it. I feel like that's kind of the last hope with the whole Snyderverse thing. Like if it doesn't happen when the Discovery merger happens, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
They only have so long. Ben Affleck's getting old. I'm not saying that that came out wrong. It makes it sound like I'm saying he's going to die soon. That is not at all what I'm saying. I'm
So
saying,
you're saying
maybe in like 5 years
the
or so, he'll
headline.
be like physically unable to do the whole Batman thing. You never know.
Michael Keaton's playing Batman also.
Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck are two different people.
Right, but he's in his 70s.
No, he's not.
Is he not?
69. I think he was 69 last time I checked.
What, about a year ago? Anyway, we have a comment here. It says, want to be famous? Buy followers and viewers on bigfollows.com. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
Thanks for that.
Let's bring him on the show.
I'll send you a link right now, lying Plover 613453, whatever. I don't know. I'm sorry.
That's what I think. I still think that will happen. I do. I just got this. I don't know. I just don't think with like. Did you hear about? I know it's not really Snyderverse per se, but Jared Leto saying about release the not the Snyder cut, that Ayer cut yesterday on Twitter. So like, it's like there's still this. What I'm saying, there's still big names that are like shouting out for the stuff in that universe of content. Right. So I can't. But like Seth said, I think if it doesn't happen with the Discovery merger, I think it's probably like, dead in the water. But I don't know. I just don't think that it's completely dead because there's too many things happening. Like you say, there's like Batman's appearing in stuff. You've got the Flash movie coming out, which is kind of not, it is part of it and it ain't, but it's people that are the fans of that they're only watching it because of that link to it. And I don't know. I just think there's too many things connecting everything for it to just be completely dead in the water yet. But we'll see with this Discovery thing. I just think that there'll be a show or there'll be something. They'd be bonkers not at this point. They'd be nuts not to, bro. Like, are you dumb? Like, come off it, man. Like this, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Cavill as Superman, I still badly want another movie. Like logic tells you if Man of Steel 2 was coming out next year, it would be the biggest movie next year. That's what I think. It would be like, so what? I don't get it. Like, and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole like you said with Warner, but Warner Brothers, you're a bunch of idiots, mate. I'm sorry, but they are though. Like, it's like if you're a company, you've got to make content for the fans and the people that are going to be paying for the tickets to go. Mm-hmm. If Superman was to turn into a bunny rabbit and fly off because he farts too much and everyone was going to go and watch it and a million people was going to watch it, you've got to make that because it's what people pay to go and watch. I don't understand where Warner is.
Okay,
I don't understand.
I see what you're saying, but that sort of thinking is what got us here in the first place. It really is because that's what Justice League was. The original theatrical version of Justice League. It was, we're going to give the fans what we think they want.
But that's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't what the fans wanted, was it? That's what I'm saying. The fans want. What are all the fans on Twitter going mad about? We want Justice League 2. We want Man of Steel or whatever Superman movie.
Yeah.
Okay, make it. Everyone's going to go. Like, it's a no-brainer. Like, it's like owning a cafe, yeah? Own a cafe, right? And you go, Seth makes this amazing apple pie, right? And there's this queue down the road. And everyone goes, have you got some of that Seth apple pie? No, we don't do it no more. Why don't you do it?
Because we really thought you wanted rhubarb pie.
There you go.
What we thought you wanted.
Exactly. Yeah. So the people at Warner Brothers and their mums are idiots.
Well, I wish I would have brought it up. God, there's so many things I chose not to bring up that he's already brought up twice. Well, the original CEO or the old CEO for Warner Brothers Entertainment.
Yep.
How he was completely dismissing, everything, all the decisions that they're doing now. He's like, not only are they not listening to what people want, and I'm paraphrasing here, not only are they not listening to what people want, but they're also trying to make decisions in a world they don't know what they're doing. Like, they don't understand what they're doing. They're just trying to make decisions based off numbers, pretty much. And he's absolutely right. And it's turned into a complete combobulated mess. But right now, I mean, I've been saying this for years, but like, especially right now with the MCU kind of being this weird, like, okay, what are they doing? They got a lot of different things coming out. Marvel kind of seems discombobulated in itself at the moment because we don't see where they're headed exactly. Right now would be a good time to kind of straighten that up, clean that up a little bit.
It don't make sense, dude. Like, let's look logically. You got the characters that are still like fundamentally there in terms of Snyder that would be willing to do it, right?
Yeah.
Gal Gadot is going to be obviously doing another Wonder Woman at some point. You've got Aquaman 2 coming out. The Flash is coming out. Batman's in the Flash or whatever he's in.
Yeah.
Who else have I missed? Cyborg should be getting a movie. It's like a no-brainer. If they'd done it at Christmas, this Christmas they put up a poster. 2022 is Man of Steel, or which too late now. But I'm saying if they did, and they had brain cells between their ears, that would be a poster that comes out for Christmas, and then January comes and you go, right, Cyborg's coming out at the end of the year, Wonder Woman, Aquaman 2. You've won. You've already won the audience. You've already sold the tickets. It's already done. It speaks for itself. And I think when studios or anyone goes against what the actual audience is calling for, then I kind of lose faith in studios, because who are they actually making the content for then? You're supposed to be a provider, a service provider for people that are going to go to watch your movies. I don't understand. That's just how I don't understand it.
Well,
I don't understand
you're absolutely correct. At some point in time, making content for the consumer is something that Warner Brothers seems to have lost over the years.
It don't make sense.
Now they're making, or at least in the past few years, it seems like they're just making content for, their bank accounts. What do we think will make the bank accounts fatter? And they keep forgetting that, well, make your people happy, make your consumers happy, listen to your consumers, then that will eventually work into your bank account as well. I mean, Snyder Cut being the perfect example of that.
Like I didn't like what do you call it? I know it's completely off subject. High School Musical to me is a pile of rubbish, but it's got its fan base. If they were still making High School Musical movies and it was making millions and all the fans, and there was a massive fan base for it, well then you make it because it's there. Right. It just that's how I look at it. It don't make sense. Like I'm looking forward to the new Batman, but it's still sort of got that hanging thing over my head. Well, like, yeah, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it, but I don't get it. It goes back to that thing I said the other week. Say this comes out and then we're on here next year and we're all going crazy for it. This was amazing. I can't believe that he pulled this off. Robert Pattinson, he was brilliant. But he's just announced he's stepping down and he don't want to be Batman anymore. Oh, we'll start again. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't have any faith that won't happen. I don't at all after all of this. I don't have faith that won't happen.
I mean, that's always a possibility, and that's definitely a big issue when you try to start building cinematic universes. The longevity of your actors, but at the same time, that might be why they're only trying to stick to more what do you call it, one and done, like standalone films.
Yeah,
that might be the reason why they're doing that. But
exactly, Warner Brothers are idiots.
Yeah,
I don't know if either of you can tell, but I have zero passion or interest in DC right now by my lack of talking, because nothing they're doing excites me except just the Batman.
Except the Batman, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Not the Flash?
No, not the Flash.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Why would I care about the Flash? It looks like a mess.
I thought you was excited about that, man.
Yeah, so did I. This is a shock to me. I didn't know you were.
I thought you was like, oh, Daddy, I want the costume for Christmas. I thought you was all like,
the costume for Christmas.
No, I did. I thought
it
was.
I go back and forth on that movie, but for the most part, I'm not very excited for it. Michael Keaton coming back, sure, that's cool. Ben Affleck coming back, sure, that's cool. Okay,
yeah, but it's still the dead goose that hangs over that movie.
Yeah, that's my main problem.
The fact that Cyborg was supposed to be in it, but they kicked him out because he has this whole accountability over entertainment thing right now.
It's not even just the fact that Cyborg isn't in it. It's the reason he's not in it. Like if he had had scheduling stuff and he was like, oh no, I have to step away from the movie, I can't do it. I'd be like, oh well, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But this is different. Man got fired for doing nothing wrong. Actually doing a lot right.
Yeah. Holding people accountable.
Yeah, and that's
yeah. In all honesty,
I can't get over that. That's just not interesting to me. And Aquaman 2, we'll see about that one.
I'm not that fussed either about Aquaman. I like the Aquaman film, but it's not one of the ones where, when we sit here talking and go, oh, what am I going to watch tonight? And I said to Steve the other day, I'll watch Endgame again. Just, when you're bored and you're flicking through and you think, oh, I'll watch this one again. Endgame is one. I'll watch Infinity War again. The Batman versus Superman. Definitely the Justice League again. When I see Aquaman there, I go, it's kind of one of them. I'll watch it, but I'm not like that hyped to jump Whereas now we're sitting and talking, I think I could easily jump on and watch Civil War again now. I could easily watch Winter Soldier. I've seen them so many times, but I could easily just go back and jump on it and be excited to watch it again. Whereas with Aquaman, Wonder Woman, I didn't mind. But again, it's that uncertainty, I think, that's hanging over it. That I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, well, the Aquaman one was definitely strange, a strange one, because that was the first movie that came out after Justice League, wasn't it? After the theatrical version of Justice League.
Yeah.
And that one was just like, okay, what are they doing? They're kind of ignoring it, but they're kind of not. It was very strange.
There's two major factors into me not being excited for DC anymore. One of them I've already said. It's just what they're doing isn't interesting to me, and the other is what Marvel is doing, because they got me right now. Like, but you got Hawkeye this week, you got No Way Home in a few weeks, and you have all this stuff coming out next year that I'm like really excited for. Like, Marvel's got me right now, and DC doesn't, like, at all, except for the Batman.
Well, yeah, I mean, the DC, the way I feel about DC right now, besides the Snyder Cut actually being released, is the same way I felt 3 years ago. What is going on? What are they doing? I'm so confused.
It's the age-old question, though, isn't it? It's the age-old question with DC. Like you, Steve, I've been DC since I was a kid, and it's like, no matter what happens, don't get me wrong, I love Marvel, and I do hate on Marvel a bit more, but that's just the fanboy in me because I love DC so much. But if I'm honest about it, it goes back to the age-old question: DC, Warner. DC needs to get away from Warner, in my opinion. They need, I don't know how or what, but they need to get the hell away from Warner and have someone else that's backing them, funding them, or supporting them.
Yeah.
Because there's no excuse, man. Come on, like, there's no excuse. When you look at Batman, Superman, all these characters, how is that not organized? It doesn't make sense. Like, you could have a child organize that. I'm sorry, it just...
Yeah, unfortunately, the connection between Warner Brothers and DC is so deep rooted. They've owned all the properties since fucking 70s, right? Like,
maybe, I don't know when they bought the property.
Yeah, well,
part of me wants to say it's been longer than that, but I don't know for sure. But
and
they either need to get away from Warner Brothers at their current state, but this Discovery thing is next year, and they're getting like new people running.
That's the only reason I've got one tiny bit of like
that. But yeah,
it doesn't help. So AT&T is out with this new merger. Is that what's happening?
No, I don't think that's what's happening.
Oh, okay. Because what's HBO Max? That's the AT&T Warner Brothers merger. That's the child Warner Media.
Yeah.
That came out with HBO Max, and that's when AT&T is like, oh, we can do whatever we want with the properties. Okay, well, we're going to release the Snyder Cut and open up an investigation against Warner Brothers. We're like,
and
all right,
Discovery can do the same thing. They are buying Warner Brothers. Like, this isn't just a merger,
Yeah.
They are buying Warner Brothers. Discovery is going to own Warner Brothers, and like they're probably going to get a bunch of new people working over there. So like Ramon said, that's like my last little like bit of hope.
Yeah. It is.
But if in 3 to 5 years from now we're still asking the same question, my hope is
it's sad. More than anything, like, as a fan, more than anything, I think it's sad because I think competition is always healthy, and I've said it so many times. Like, it works the same with the gaming industry. Competition is healthy to have a fighting game and then another one, and they battle off who's got the best game, and then all the fans go to this one all the way. To me, it's the same with DC Warner. I've always had that competition. As much as I'm hating on Marvel, and I'm not as excited as Seth is for what's coming out, there's no denying their organization and ability to have a plan, stick to it, and then go for it. So next year, like I was complaining, saying I think they're trying to do too many shows because it's just how I feel.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if there's the fan base for it, I can't knock it because they're flipping organized, bro. Like, the next 3 or 4 years, Marvel they've already got everything set in stone, and they're probably in their brains now going, right, guys, we're going to meet up in January. What are we doing from 2025? Like, they're already ahead. Whereas DC is like, Aquaman 2's coming out. What's happening with it? When we put in it? Like,
their mindset is, well, let's just see how it performs.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, see how it goes. All right. Well, I think we've beaten that to the ground here.
Yeah. So Warner Brothers and your mum.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. So next up, we're going to move on to some Marvel stuff here. Let's see. We got Letitia Wright, Black Panther injuries much worse than thought. Apparently, she got this injury. It was like a critical shoulder fracture, and she has a concussion with severe side effects, which has halted production.
Yeah,
Nice.
Of Black Panther 2.
Halted until January.
Right. So
Lies.
this makes me. What's up?
It's lies.
Oh, lies. I thought you said guys. Why do you think it's lies? What do you
Because
mean,
she
Ramon?
won't get the vaccination, and I believe that's why it is. That's what I think. I think they've halted production because she went against getting the vaccination, and you get a vaccination, you have the first jab, you got 6 weeks wait. That works out to be January. Just saying.
Oh.
Just saying. That's what I think. Huh?
I don't know. That's speculation for sure. I don't know. I mean,
That's what I think, because it's all. I know, again, you can take these things with maybe it's true, maybe it ain't, but there has been a lot of talk of her like not having the vaccination and people on set complaining. And again, speculation, like you said. But as soon as I read that article during the week, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. I don't believe it.
What was it? Last year or earlier this year? She was all on Twitter posting about how you don't want to get vaccinated and all that stuff, and she was hating on people who are getting vaccinations and all that stuff. And then she just deleted her account. And then, movies started filming, and reports started coming out that she was like vocally on set, like hating on the vaccination and like all that stuff, like being a real problem about it. And now there's all this happening, and maybe she is actually injured.
Well, maybe she's injured because
she would get the vaccine and someone
the mask came around. Like, oh, you're not going to get the vaccination, huh?
Yeah, and someone pushed her. Exactly. No, I just.
Yeah, some people are calling for her to be fired for this, and
wow.
At first I'm just like, well, maybe that's a little too far, firing like right now. But I mean, look back just to earlier this year, Gina Carano, who was part of The Mandalorian, she got fired for the same thing.
Have you not heard about her?
Well, she's back now, isn't she?
No.
Have you heard about that?
What?
The Gina Carano film. Have you heard?
What? No.
Save that to the end. Remind me.
Oh, okay.
Just remind me. Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. We'll add it to a banner so we get reminded. But okay. Here's another thing. I didn't consider her being an anti-vaxxer an issue. And I still don't see why it would be an issue if you wear the mask, like.
Well, when you're on set, you don't wear the mask, like, because you're an actor,
Right, but this isn't
probably the main character.
This isn't fucking leprosy. It's not like, it's not the most contagious thing in the world. It's not okay. You know what? We're about to dive down a rabbit hole that I don't want to dive down to.
Yeah, but the thing is that I think the problem with that though is the debating of what it is and what it isn't. I think, yeah, I agree with you, Steve, but then you don't know, like with people that are on set, you might have if there's 100 people on set, 30 people might say, I'm not working. If you've got that whole problem, it causes that problem. And I think that's problem. I just think it just seems a bit suspect that this has come out once we've heard all this. Again, Seth pointed that out, speculation. He's right. I'm just trying to be a little bit of a sod and stir up because that's what I like doing. But maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I'm just going by the logic of when I saw the article, I thought, this is a bit weird, isn't it? Like, why now? Like, but it might just be an accident. You don't know. It just.
I will say this though, because reports are saying that she's still like on set causing these issues of the anti-vax, and Disney's fired someone for the same thing already. I think we're too late into production of this movie to fire her now. Like if that's what they want to do, but I feel like if she keeps this up after this movie comes out, then
they'll get rid of her.
She'll probably be gone after that. Like,
well, and they have the groundwork to do so. Like after Chadwick passed. Now they can do a movie with her. Now maybe they can start a whole new trend. Well, each movie we have a new Black Panther. Which also brings the question: like we've always heard rumors of cursed movies and stuff like that. Can this movie almost fall into maybe possibly turning into a cursed movie? Let's say the injuries are real. She really did. Get a concussion and hurt her shoulder really bad. Chadwick passing and now her getting these injuries, this is like setup for those cursed movies that you hear about. Those movies that just everything goes wrong all the time.
Could be. I'd be sad though, like jokes aside and everything else of being my idiot self. I would be sad if it is the thing with the vaccine, the vaccine, and she's pushed out, because I really love her. Like I Black Panther's not one of my favorites, but I really like her character, and I'd be sad if whatever the reason is and she's pushed out, because I like her. I think she's great. I really do, but we'll just have to see, I guess.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. I've never been on set, like I've never been in front of professional actors and stuff like that. I've never been the lead role in a movie, but it seems like when somebody gets in a position like that, like for me, I'm just a people pleaser. I'm like, oh, you want me to do that? Okay, I'll get it done for you. You know, but it seems like some of these actors get into these lead roles and they're just like, well, yeah, but I just have expectations. I have this I'm looking forward to. Like they kind of put this stamp down of this really like overprivileged attitude.
It's finding the balance in things, isn't it? It's like anything in life, it's finding that balance. I'm the opposite to how you are in that sense, Stephen. That's why I get myself in trouble so much. Like, but I accept that, and I know I take that responsibility, and I know that I do things and say things exactly how I feel. And sometimes you've got to, like, especially in a position of that, like you say, you're in a privileged position of like, you don't realize how, like, anyone, not because of your race, you're in a Marvel movie to lead it. Like, you're guaranteed to be a multi-millionaire for the rest of your life. You're set for life. So like you say, sometimes you've just got to sort of do as you're told and jump for.
Yeah, but when it comes to like the vaccination and stuff, that is such a sensitive issue. I could completely understand someone going, well, actually, no, I don't want you to pump chemicals into my body. Like I get that.
It's a difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very difficult. But speculation. We don't know if that's exactly what's happening, but we can talk and guess all day. But
I mean, can I throw out a point someone else made? I can't remember who made it
at
one point, but people are like, well, what about freedom? It's your choice. It's your freedom to not get the vaccine if you don't want to. And it's like, that's true. No one's going to make you get the vaccine, but if you don't, then it's also anyone else's freedom to decide that they don't want to work with you. For not getting.
I agree with that. One of my friends doesn't want to get the vaccine. He's totally against it. Like I to be honest with you, I didn't want to get it. I'll be honest, I didn't want to get it, but I just thought I'll get it because I just sort of followed and got it. One of my friends doesn't want to get it, and I said to him, well, the chances are you're not going to be allowed to, because he DJs, and I said, you're not going to be able to sort of travel outside the UK and stuff because of, you've got to show passes and all that from here. So that's the choice. Again, like Seth just said, I think if people are given that choice, then it's up to you. If you just want to stay in the UK, cool, that's up to you. If you want to go to Greece, Spain, America, or whatever, then you've got to show a pass to say, I think that's fine as well. But it's. I think this is going to be something that may come up again with some other actors or celebrities or people in the future. Because
listen, guys, I'm gonna segue into something else. I don't want to turn this into a vaccination conversation. We're here to talk about movies.
It could be speculation. It might not. Who knows?
Right. So okay. So Letitia injured, cursed movie, vaccination rumors. What the fuck? So it is. It's a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like Black Panther seems like it could be one of those cursed movies. I don't know. But moving on to a little something different here. Michael Keaton shooting mysterious Vulture footage. Okay. So he was. Give me the details on this. I think you know them pretty well.
He was on Jimmy Kimmel, like the talk show, and they were just talking about things, and so I'm gonna use the phrase that he said. So this was a few days ago, but he said I'm shooting tomorrow, and they were like, well, you're shooting tomorrow, and he was like, yeah, Vulture stuff. And so tomorrow would have been a few days ago now, since I'm pretty sure it was like Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So it would have been like Wednesday he was shooting stuff. But the thing is we don't know what he was shooting for, like, at all. Morbius has already done their reshoots. So is No Way Home.
That's what I was thinking the other day, when I saw that article, I was thinking, what could it be? And I'm thinking, Morbius, but Morbius is done, you're right.
Yeah. No Way Home and Morbius have both already done their reshoots. you know, and No Way Home is only 3 weeks away now, so that's like just right around the corner.
Yeah, that's
and
it has to be Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, I'm pretty sure, is one of the only things we know for sure is filming. I can't remember if there's something else or not, but
unless it is for Morbius and it's just like a prison scene and he's only in it a little bit.
But he's already shot.
Yeah, they've already shot that. Like we've already seen him, so he's already shot his stuff for Morbius, and they've already done reshoots.
Right, okay.
So Morbius is like that's done, and so
right,
No Way Home.
Right. So, well, as far as we know, they're done. I mean, they could be saying, especially with No Way Home, how they're trying to keep everything under wraps as much as possible. You know, they have Willem Dafoe like cloaked, you know, shrouded in a cloak to get in and out.
I mean, to be fair, they do that with like every Marvel movie.
Okay, but this one has been really close to the chest. You know.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if there is some like last minute, who's that sixth, you know, sinister guy that's going to show up. You know, like we don't.
I mean, we'll see. It's not going to be a sixth member, and I'll tell you why. They don't want people to refer to them as the Sinister Six because they're going to want to do their own Sinister Six one day, like an MCU Sinister Six.
What if they come up with like a ridiculous name? You know, we're the Malicious Five. You know?
So I saw someone say call them like the Sinister Cinco. But
that's funny, the Sinister Cinco. All right.
But yeah, I mean, maybe Doctor Strange, but some people are like, well, like Doctor Strange doesn't really seem like his type of movie.
Okay, well,
like Vulture, like a movie that Vulture would be in.
Well, it doesn't sound like Doctor Strange is going to be like a movie that would focus around Vulture particularly, but like it sounds like a movie that anybody can show up. Anybody.
Right.
So
it would make sense for it to be Doctor Strange only because we've heard there's reshoots. So
yeah, because that's right. They're doing the 6 weeks worth of reshoots right now.
That would make sense.
That's why it's like the only one filming right now.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes You know what? Let's just
Why would Vulture be in a multiverse movie? For no reason.
Here, Seth. We're just gonna move on. We're just gonna segue into here. All right. Yeah, Doctor Strange 2, 6 weeks of reshoots.
I still love that photo. It's such a great picture, isn't it?
It was when I saw it, I was like, "That's it. That's what
it is. It's such a great. It's just such an iconic picture."
But so, I guess I don't even know why there's a debate. It has to be this movie. It has to be Doctor Strange.
Might be.
What? Well, okay, Seth. Then who else? What else would it be?
What else is out next year? We've got Doctor Strange. What other films are actually out next year?
Thor's coming out. Black Panther 2. I was about to say Black Panther 2 is still filming. Well, not really. And there's a lot of shows coming out next year. I can't think of them off the top of my head.
What if he is in Black Panther 2? How weird would that be? How could they shoehorn that in?
Ironheart.
New fan theory.
Go on.
Michael Keaton's going to be the new Black Panther. He's going to replace Letitia.
Oh, that's a great theory. Yeah, let's get Michael Keaton to play Batman and Black Panther.
Oh man, so Doctor Strange 2 has major reshoots. Now, what's typically for reshoots? That's why, because you know they decide to go a slightly different direction, do a different type of ending, or
every movie does reshoots.
Right, but
6 weeks of reshoots.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if I want to believe the reason they're giving, which is they need actors because they filmed like during COVID. Right. And they said that actor availability was not really there. So they said that their main reason for doing all these reshoots so they can bring in everyone that they wanted to be in this movie. And I mean, that makes sense for a movie like this. Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
they can bring in anyone they want, you know, like
Vulture.
Well, sure, but
I'm rubbing off on you, man. You're being too problematic, Stevie.
No, mate. No, I'm just trying to connect dots, man. I'm just trying to. These are the dots that connect in my head. Like Seth looks at me and says, "Why would Vulture be in this movie?" But then you also turn around and say, "But anybody could be in this movie."
Yeah,
like, I'm just trying to clear that up for you.
Yes, Seth. Yes, Seth.
Except Vulture. He's the only character in Marvel universe.
No. I'm joking. I'm joking. Can I do my controversial bit and just be the normal little pain in the bum that I reckon that they're doing no, honestly, honest opinion. I think I said this to you on chat the other day. I think they're doing reshoots because I genuinely feel that Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Eternals didn't come out as they'd hoped. And I really, really enjoyed Eternals and didn't expect to. I wouldn't say I hated Shang-Chi, but I really didn't rate it as a good movie. I just didn't think it was a good film. Black Widow was okay, should have come out 5 years ago, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I wouldn't say Marvel are worried, but I do think that there's a bit of concern, and I think that's why that's what I genuinely think. I think those movies have come out and have not been received as what we know Marvel movies are received as, and I think maybe they're a little concerned. Maybe it isn't that, but that's what I think, because you don't, you have reshoots, as Seth said, but 6 weeks is quite an extensive time to be reshooting, and I think maybe they're like, oh, maybe we've made it a bit too much like this, and that's not working with the public. So maybe I don't know. That's what I think. I might be wrong, but that's what I think. I think.
Well, I see where you're going with that. The first thing that pops in my head is like Doctor Strange, especially if this spins off of Far From or No Way Home. Those characters from the original MCU cinematic universe. The Phase 3 and 4, what have you. They're very formulaic. They fall into that MCU formula. I don't see why they would break away from that too far to go an Eternals route. I think the Eternals, maybe not Shang-Chi, but maybe so. But I think those two movies probably did as successful as they expected them to. I like you, Ramon. I don't think they're worried, but added to that, I think they did exactly what they knew they would do. Again, the Eternals being one of those movies that, we just had to get this out here so it can play later into the future films. But they probably didn't expect it to be,
I'm genuinely surprised, because I know like a lot of people didn't like the Eternals, and I'm actually like eager to see it again. Like, I didn't think I would be, because as I said before, watching it, I was like, a year ago, I was like, Eternals, this is going to be amazing. And when like rumors started coming out, I was like, oh no, this ain't going to be good. And then when we watched it, and I was like, I actually really enjoyed this.
Yeah,
so I can't wait to watch it again. But I think there's a bit of concern, because the press absolutely slaughtered that film, and I know that's not the be all and end all, but it only takes 2 or 3. You only need SpiderMan to come out and flop, which it won't, but you only need 2 or 3 movies of a big franchise to get 40%, 30%, 40%, and people will start being a bit more, I don't know if I bother going to watch that. And it's, I just think there may be a bit of concern. I don't know. That's just how it comes across to me. It just,
even Spider-Man, a name like Spider-Man, you can't just hold on to that. Far From Home being a prime example. Far From Home's rewatchability is trash to me.
Is that the second one?
Yeah. Like
I've watched it a few times, but again, it's not. I prefer the first one because of Michael Keaton. I think he's great, but I do watch him again. But again, like with all the movies in the MCU, it's not like, oh wow, that again, it's one of the I'm going to be drawn to the most. It's you're right. I don't know. I don't know.
The Far From Home one just seemed to me, especially the very end, just like, okay, and now we're gonna like give you a little teaser in the multiverse by showing, J.K. Simmons reprising his role, but like differently.
It has nothing to do with the multiverse.
But it's showing you. It was a teaser into it, man. It was the moment. Yes, it was.
J.K. Simmons hasn't stopped playing J. Jonah Jameson since the original movies.
Yeah, you just got told, Stevie.
Yeah, well, yeah. Why? Because the multiverse exists.
He just slapped you. He just slapped you. Just slapped you down.
The multiverse wasn't open yet, so
I'm sorry, but he just proved you wrong, Stevie. He proved you wrong. Everyone's watching online. Everyone can see it. He's just gone, you know what? This is what's happened, and that's it. Everyone just saw that live.
Man, we seem to have lost Seth.
No! Don't start this. No! Don't do that to my Seth, man. You can't do that to my Seth, man. Leave him out.
Okay, all right. I did that one. Sorry.
J.K. Simmons has played J. Jonah Jameson for like ever since the very first Spider-Man movie came out. He hasn't stopped playing him. Like everyone was like, "Oh, Far From Home is his grand return." Like, no, he never stopped playing him. Like everything animated that J. Jonah Jameson has been in has always been J.K. Simmons.
He is good though,
Like,
and he is great, and he absolutely was brilliant in those originals. The one with the suit, and it's in the office. He's a menace. He's or something like that, and then his attitude changed, and then he flips again. He's great. He's such a good actor.
Spider-Man, his role in Spider-Man 2 is my favorite. Just cause that's like where he really captures J. Jonah Jameson. Like all three of them he does, but that one just, I don't know, something about that just feels the most like.
Is the second one the one with the pills? The one with the pills, and the secretary's like, "Oh, you got to take this pill," and it buzzes.
That's
buzzes.
The third one.
Oh, right. Yeah, he is great though. I do love him.
The second one, the specific part I have in mind is when it's after Peter quit being Spider-Man. He has like the suit hanging up on the wall.
That's it.
Yeah, and he's just like, he's looking at the suit and he's like realizing how much crime is going up in the city, and he's just like, wow, Spider-Man truly was a hero. He's like, it's a shame I couldn't see it sooner. He turns around and looks at his
people. That's it. That's the one.
And then he turns back around and the suit's gone.
That's what Spider-Man I was trying to.
Came in and stole it. He's like in like mid-sentence in the middle of like complimenting him. He's like, he was truly a great hero. He was a menace, and he like
that's it.
That's going on about how Spider-Man's a thief and like.
That's the scene I was trying to think of. That's the one I was trying to. That's what I mean. He's just fantastic. He's such a, for the small parts that he has in the movies. He's again. See, we're still talking about, and that was 15 to 20 years ago, and he still left that mark. That shows you how good he is. He's brilliant.
What did you think about Far From Home?
I really liked it when I first saw it, but as I watch it, I'm just like, like. It feels like a Disney Channel movie to me. Yeah. Like
it's so cartoony.
Where they're just like, oh, look, baby mountain goats distract everybody. Look at the baby mountain goats. That's an actual line from the movie. That's where Spider-Man does this whole Spider-Man thing on the school bus, distracts everybody with baby mountain goats.
Yeah, and somehow nobody saw
nobody
him.
Notices. Yeah. And then he like knocks out the kid in one hit. I mean, that's Spider-Man, I guess, but he knocks out the kid just on accident to get the glasses from him, and like
I hate the glasses concept. I hated the whole glasses concept. It made no sense to me. It's like how do you get Tony Stark without actually having Tony Stark because he's dead? Oh, he created these glasses.
I mean, the thing's name is Edith, and like they specifically say in the movie, Edith stands for "Even Dead, I'm the Hero."
Yeah. Anyway,
it's funny though, like not that specifically, but just I still see memes about those glasses, like how the Sinister Cinco is going to show up in No Way Home, getting ready to kill Spider-Man. It's like, well, what are they going to do when he puts on those glasses and they see like 8 million like strike drones in the sky?
There's one thing you got to admit though, there's one particular scene in that movie that I think is one of the best in the whole of the MCU, and I can't remember what it word for word. You're going to have to remember, Seth. It's when there's the big fight. And the dude behind the curtain is in the ride with the girl, and he's dressed as Black Spider-Man. And they go, "What's?" And she goes, "Who's that?" And he's got the other name. What's the other name?
Night Monkey.
That's what they call him.
Oh, bro. That got me so funny. That's Night Monkey. Oh, that is so funny.
I can't remember where they are in the movie, but they're like, yeah, no, it's just this place is a ripoff of Spider-Man, just Night Monkey.
Yeah, they're having that big fight, aren't they, in the big circle bit, and Mysterio's there and all that. Yeah, and that's Night Monkey. Oh, mate, that's funny. But that to me was the best bit of the whole film.
Well, I think the movie's
brilliant.
The movie's fun to watch, but I think like as a movie, it's just too corny. Like,
yeah, I think it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a summer, like a teenage summer vacation sort of thing.
Can I throw one more thing about this movie out there about Far From Home? It has like one of my favorite sequences in the MCU, and it's when Mysterio is like putting all the illusions out for Peter. Do either of you remember that? He's like,
of course, with the grave and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's great. It's brilliant. That's brilliant.
That whole sequence reminded me of, I think he was up against Mysterio, and I think it was Mysterio in the video game Spider-Man 2
talking about that. I can't remember exactly what
yeah, the Spider-Man 2 video game that was very reminiscent of like I think it was
it has moments. It does have things in it that are really great. I think the biggest problem I found with that movie is I wasn't really convinced of Jake Gyllenhaal, and I love Jake Gyllenhaal. He's like one of my favorite actors. I love him, but there was just something in that role that I just wasn't. As a villain, I weren't like, he's too much of a good guy. Like he's such a nice dude, and I weren't persuaded by him so much. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know. That was me. Like I was like, yeah, he was all right.
They introduced him as a nice guy in the movie. I mean,
yeah, and it's just I like him. Like I love the dude. I love dude. He's one of those actors I will watch anything with him in it just because I like him so much. And it's just I expected, I think, maybe a bit more from that movie.
Well, okay, so there was a lot left to be desired in that movie for sure. But going back to the Doctor Strange 2 6 weeks of reshoots, overall, do you guys think this is a concerning thing, or do you think this is like we're just doing 6 weeks? COVID couldn't get the actors. Do you think their excuse is legit, or do you think there's something that hidden underneath? I mean, hell, it makes sense. Michael Keaton's doing Vulture reshoots right now, or not reshoots, shooting Vulture in a mysterious project. It has to be Doctor Strange too.
I think with the scale of this movie being a multiverse movie, I think their excuse works.
So you're calling it an excuse, like
excuse, whatever you want to call it. Like, just I think their reasoning works.
Yeah. So okay. So you don't think there's like a whole dumpster fire of the movie that they're trying to fix, like Sam Raimi shit the bed on this one?
Right.
Is that walking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a bit of both. I don't think it's a dumpster fire, but I think due to how the movies have been going and received, I think there may just be a bit of both. They probably plan to have reshoots anyway, like reshooting certain things, but I do think they might add and change a few bits here and there because of how the most recent things have been received. That's just what I think.
So you're going the route that they've
just a few things. I think, mate, like, you know what I mean? I think they're going one. I think they've got the route that they're going with things, and like they've seen the way these things are coming out, and they were doing reshoots anyway. And I think maybe they'll just change a few things. I don't know. Again, it's all opinions, isn't it? I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I mean, we'll find out. We'll see. I mean, Sam Raimi.
But I'm looking forward to it, though. I am looking forward to Doctor Strange, and that's why I'm more inclined to say that they're concerned, is because I said to you the other day that SpiderMan, of all the stuff that's coming out, who are the front people? Who are the leading the way? Thor's going to be handed over to Valkyrie at some point.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the Iron Man? Who's the Captain America? And it's like really
Ironheart, wouldn't it?
Probably Ironheart would be the new Iron Man.
Yeah, because Ironheart,
Captain America, that's Samuel, that's Falcon.
Yeah,
so that's what I mean. So there's still a lot hanging on, like the whole Peter Parker story. That there's a lot hanging on Doctor Strange to be. They've got to. That's what I mean. They have to be brilliant movies to keep. Like the fan base will always be there, but I just think they're more concerned about those characters currently because they have to come good. They have to come good. So, and I think they will. I do. I think Spider-Man will be a very good. I think it will be, or I'm hoping that it will be the best of the three. I like the other ones, but I'm hoping that this one comes out and we'll come away like, oh wow, like what a great movie. I hope it is.
Well, yeah, and a lot of this is leading on Tom Holland. We'll talk more about Spider-Man 3 here.
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about.
We do. There's a couple of things I want to talk about first. Speaking of Tom Holland, because Tom Holland does. People love his Spider-Man, even if he's not your favorite. I don't know many people that are like, dude, he's trash, right?
No, I still like him.
But could he hold on his shoulders a role like this?
No.
Yeah,
I hate you. I knew. I should have known you did this to get me.
I didn't do it to get you. I just wanted to get your opinion.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, shut up.
Do you want to know why? Because he's a moron. No.
Yeah.
The reason he can't be, he could be, if they go back to him being he's not a kid, but in terms of the Bond series, he would be considered a kid, and he wouldn't be in MI5 yet because he's too young. So if they're going back to the very, very beginning, like a very young boy that's coming out of college school, and then it's the start, the very, very beginning of it, I could see that would work. Would I want him to do it? No, I don't think I would want it. Not just because it's him. I don't want James Bond to be from there. It's just, but then you don't know what will happen. Maybe they will go that route. But there's a lot of good actors out there. The person I would personally want to play him would be Richard Madden, who was Icarus, just because there was a show that he'd done in England called The Bodyguard, and he just comes across already as that guy. He already comes across as that agent type, like he's a bodyguard for the Prime Minister. And you can just see him. He's got the swagger and he's got the whole thing about him, like Sean Connery had. And I think he would be great. I think Tom Hiddleston would be great. Loki, I think he would be fantastic. Tom Hardy is another one. 3 Toms.
Well, like you brought up a good point, with him being too young. First of all, let me just go on the record and say this is not like confirmed or like something that's being taken seriously. I think it was just kind of brought up, and it really piqued my interest, and I was very curious to see your thoughts on this. I did do this to you on purpose, Ramon, not to trigger you.
No, I like him, but I think it would be better to have. I think in an ideal world, who would be the perfect James Bond, in my opinion? Like I like Richard Madden. I'd love him to do it, but if I'd say like the perfect specimen of a man, because Bond is supposed to be this like goddess of men to women. He's like that's who Bond is. It would be Tom Hardy, because women love him.
Yeah,
and in Inception, the snow scene in Inception, Tom Hardy just has that whole Bond thing going on. It's just like he's already the part. He is already the guy without being him.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
But I think Tom Hardy's such a larger than life actor. They don't normally go for people like that. Sean Connery weren't big at the time when he was signed on. Roger Moore was only in a TV show. Timothy Dalton was another one, TV show. Pierce Brosnan was in smaller movie roles. It's always going to be someone that's like the under the radar guy.
Well, you brought up a good point about maybe a prequel. Can we can talk spoilers now about 007, the latest movie, No Time to Die, right?
Yeah, it came out at the beginning of last month and
I despised
at the end of November. So
I hated it.
Still put out a warning. Talk Bond spoilers. You would put it in the name.
Bond spoilers. This movie is the worst Bond movie. It's the worst Bond movie ever made. Fact.
What?
It's the worst. I hated it, bro. It's got so many problems. If we can we do spoilers then? Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Spoilers.
Number one. We're doing spoilers. The villain in this movie are MI5, that goes against everything that represents every single Bond movie, because they create a weapon in the movie that is everything the opposite of what MI5 is supposed to do. Doesn't make sense. Secondly, 20 minutes into the movie, they wipe out Spectre. Spectre is the organization which has been there since 1952, which was Dr. No. Every single villain is part of Spectre from every movie. You've just wiped out everything related to Bond. You kill James Bond at the end. There is no more James Bond. The girl that was hyped up to be replacing James Bond, and everyone was like, including myself, was like, she cannot replace him. She doesn't replace him because she gives back the 007 to him halfway through the film, and she does nothing in the movie. She literally does nothing. There's no point in her character being in the movie, not because of her race, not because she's a woman, but the whole point of bringing someone into that, in my opinion, was just to create a thing with the media and people like me to get hyped up and talk about it. Because I watched the movie, and if you watch the movie and just take her character out of the film completely, it doesn't alter the film at all. It doesn't do nothing.
I hate it when they do that with characters.
She's in it.
There's throwaway characers that bring nothing to the table. They're just there for filler.
Because even if I was against it being replaced with a woman and everything else, at least give me something to go, I don't want her to do it, but okay, she did this in the movie, and that's why they've replaced. There's a reason. There's nothing. It ends at the film. It doesn't even matter if she's in it ever again. Because it doesn't matter. Another thing, the American version of Bond is Felix Leiter, who's been in it since the very first movie. They killed him off as well. I'm like, what are you doing? So in other words, they've wiped out all of the villains. They've made MI5 the villains, which they're not. They've killed off Bond, and they've killed off the American version of Bond. There's nothing left.
Right. So this brings me to the entire point. Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Film triggered.
You had that ready.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't.
Listen. That's what makes me want to bring up, Tom Holland again, because did they set up for a possible prequel series?
That's why I'm saying it makes sense. And the other thing is as well. Have you both seen the movie?
No. I'm going to be honest with you, Ramon, and prepare yourself to be film triggered.
You're not.
I've never seen a single James Bond movie.
Bro, they're amazing. They're amazing.
I missed the train. I was born missing the train. There's like 10 movies by the time I was born.
Yeah, but so was I. It's kind of like, but it's kind of like saying that, well, you missed the train with Mission Impossible. That was before my time. But there's that TV show I knew as a kid. And that's, to me, that's the American equivalent of what Bond is. It's that secret spy service. And all right, the Tom Cruise ones, they get a bit silly, but I love them. Like, I can't wait for the next one just because I know what I'm getting from it. You're going to get a solid movie. Doesn't mean it's going to be 10 out of 10, but it's going to be 7, 8 out of 10. You're going to watch a good action film and go, you know what, that was wicked. Like, that was a good film. So Bond, there's another part with Bond as well. The biggest problem I had with it was Daniel Craig. It seemed like he didn't care. Like, if you see how Bond acts throughout the entire franchise, he's this very masculine, right, girls?
Yeah,
like, he's that guy. Yeah. This one, he's such a coward. He's scared of everything. He doesn't fight very much, and when the villain he's threatened by the villain at the end, he gets on his knees and he begs for his life. And I'm like, this isn't James Bond. James Bond wouldn't go out like that. That's not his character. It's like Tony Stark, bro. Tony Stark is that guy. He's the only person I can compare him to.
So like, if at the end of Endgame, Tony Stark is on his knees begging Thanos, to save.
You would be like, what? Yeah, exactly that. If he got the on his hand and he looks around, he goes, I can't do it. You'd just be like, what the f is this? This isn't Tony Stark. What are you doing to the character? And that's how I felt watching the Bond movie.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, okay. Note to self.
Yeah, you got me. Well done. Thanks.
I didn't come out to get you. I was really curious about your because I know you're a huge Bond fan. Like I genuinely give a shit about your opinion about these things. I'm not trying to trigger you. Getting triggered is all on your own thing, man. You can take that to the heart if you want, but like
that's what I'm saying. Nightmare on Elm Street is terrible. It's crap.
Oh, see, he's trying. He's going for the low hanging fruit.
No. But I think you've got.
What he's doing, he's taking Green Goblin's advice from the first Spider-Man movies. Like, you attack his heart. You don't
attack
his heart first.
But I think more than likely, you've both said the most likely thing to happen is it's probably going to be like a reboot with someone like Tom Holland, and I think they've left it like that. They've left it really open. It could be anything you want now because they've wiped it clean. So, and I think that was a dangerous thing to do.
I agree.
They keep saying that someone else is going to play James Bond. They're not saying like, oh, the new 007. They're saying James Bond.
Yeah, but they killed James Bond, so they would have to reboot it or do it.
Yeah, they'll have to reboot it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Ramon's.
And I think that's another one of my biggest problems, because you can't. It's like having like Ethan Hunt. Mission Impossible is Ethan Hunt for forever of Mission. If you kill off the character, it's either got to go back and reboot it. Why? But you don't need to reboot it. You just, because it's going to be the same thing anyway. The character continues.
There's a tradition that comes with James Bond. Again, I've never been a big James Bond fan.
Yeah, that's
more culturally aware of it. But there's a huge tradition that comes with James Bond. Who's going to be the next James Bond? Who's going to continue this story that we've watched for 40 some odd years? Who's going to carry the mantle? And
that was my fear.
They've severed that entire streamline.
That's my fear. It's just going to become another generic film. It's not. It's going to be like.
Are they going to play the hits? Are they going to reboot it and just like pretty much remake all the old movies again? That's going to happen.
No,
they're going to try to remake. GoldenEye. They're going to try to remake. All the big ones.
Bro,
they're going to.
I swear to God, if they bring out Dr. No, which is the first movie, I will find the studio and I'll go and crap in a bag and put it outside.
You got to light on fire.
No. Imagine that Tom Holland's coming out in Dr. No, the first Bond movie. Oh, mate, I will be. Then you will see. Oh, mate, I will be so mad. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to move on because I'm getting Ramon's starting to scare me.
Sorry.
A little bit.
Sorry.
No, I'm joking, man. I love you.
But yeah, probably be a reboot, I think.
Okay, so we're gonna we probably should have put this somewhere else. We'll roll with it. So there is. We're not going to show it.
Yeah, we're not going to show it. We're not going to say what it is.
Yeah, because
bring up the banner here.
We did our little conspiracy corner about about No Way Home leaks and
I
stuff.
avoided it all.
But John Campea, on the other hand, are you familiar with John Campea? Ramon?
Yeah, I don't really like. I used to. Wasn't he part of a channel before that was like a group of
Collider?
people?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I used to like him. Like years back, I used to watch his videos. I go, I like this dude, man. He's presented well, and I used to like him. But over the years, I think he's just. I'm not the greatest fan, to be honest.
Right. Yeah.
Not dislike him. Don't dislike him, but he's not someone I go, oh wow, I'm gonna watch his stuff.
I'm on the same train with you. I used to watch him. Like every now and again, I'll tune in because he doesn't have good information for the most part. But anyway, one of his characters neither here nor there. The thing is he released two photos
from No Way Home.
From No Way Home, and these aren't like behind the scene leaks. These are two nothing but straight up spoiler. Like we just ruined the movie for you, spoilers.
Yeah, please don't tell me.
We're not going to tell it.
We're not going to bring it. We're not going to mention what they are. We're not going to show them. We're just talking about the fact that he did leak them.
Yeah, and like he's even being contacted by Sony and Disney. Like
and he's being open about that. Like
he's like, where did you get these? Where did you get these images from? And he's like, my source, then he's going back and forth saying, oh, these are fake. Well, actually, no, these aren't fake. Oh, no, these are fake.
Yeah.
He's trying to save himself, but they're real.
Well, what save himself? Is he in trouble? Can he can't get in trouble for this?
Yeah, he can. Of course he can. Of course he can.
By who? What did he do wrong besides purchase something from somebody who should get in trouble?
If he paid for the photos, that means he owns them.
Yeah, I mean, no. What I mean, I don't mean
he can't own.
I don't mean in trouble. I don't mean like legal trouble. I mean trouble for his own brand and his own self, because then studios won't trust him to be doing stuff. Because then if he uses things to get advice, like with us, like if we get access to say right now we got SpiderMan No Way Home and we had a Blu-ray rip of it, I would blatantly want to do a reaction video to it. But if I did that, yes, I would get a lot of views on the channel, but then my name's going to be blacklisted from all these big companies. That's that guy whose channel blew up because of that. Don't trust him with anything. And then I shoot myself in the foot long term. That's what I mean in terms of trouble for him, because I wouldn't trust him then. If I was a big, like say he gets all the flipping the premieres, the red carpets and all that. How do you know he's not going to go to red carpet next Spider-Man and reveal it all before it comes out again next week? You don't. You wouldn't let. So then you don't invite that guy because I don't trust him. That's what I mean.
That's on the red carpet and just come out like, oh well, Jake Gyllenhaal told me that he was in the movie. That's not I made that up, but
that's more that side of things.
That's a fair viewpoint.
It's a strange thing for someone like him to do as well, because he's been doing this a long, long time, and someone in his position would know the do's and don'ts of YouTube and as a presenter. And all right, fair play, he's just doing it because he wants to get a foot ahead of everyone else. But someone like him should know better than, say for example, show that here's the last shot of the movie and here's who's in it, here's who dies, and tell everyone. You go, well, dude, that's going to give you backlash.
Yeah.
But at the same time, maybe this is like an investment of his. Like an investment, because he knew what he was doing. He put his watermark on these photos. Like he wants his name to be attached to these extremely spoilerly photos. He wants his name to be attached to it.
I don't get the angle. Yeah.
Why? Because he's a news guy. He's doing what we're doing right now, but a lot more successful. His main goal is to get the clicks, the eyes, and the numbers.
All right, let me ask you both a question. Genuinely. Right, Seth, you're sitting here now. Someone's sent you an email that who works for Marvel Studios, and they say, here's the last 15 minutes of the film, you've watched it. Would you come on here and tell everyone what happens?
No, I would not. I wouldn't tell anyone what happens.
There you go. It's that, isn't it?
You didn't ask me.
Because you would. Because you would.
No, what I would do, I would go about it a different way. I'd be sneaky. I'd be like, listen, I don't know what happens in this movie, but here are my predictions. Let's make bets.
And then go like tick, 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 and lick every single thing and say, I think that Spider-Man's going to come in and his arm's going to get chopped off, and then Aunt May's going to turn into Venom. Yeah.
Steve, oh my God, yeah, I got that bet, Steve. No way. And then it happens. I'm like, pay up, boys.
I feel like I keep clarifying. We're not going to show or say what they are.
Right.
But I feel like a good comparison for this is if someone said, if someone posted pictures from Endgame like a month before they released, and those two pictures were things like Iron Man holding the gauntlet in his hand right before he snaps, and Cap holding Thor's hammer. Yeah. They're saying that like posting these two photos specifically around the internet is like if someone posted those two photos around the internet.
I think it's. I don't know. I think maybe if he would have shown photos like not necessarily Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, but things that people have seen, and it was spoiler photos, but things like they know lizards in it, or like if it was a lizard holding his neck or something, you'd be like, oh wow, then you'd go, wow, where did you get that? It's exciting, but everyone knows he's in it. I think that's fine. I think it's a bit risky, but everyone's seen the trailer, they know that they're in it, so there's going to be some sort of fight between them anyway. But I think if you lead in with something that is not known and it's before the movie's out, you're kicking yourself. I just think that'll tarnish his name with studios and getting invites. I just think it will, because what's Marvel going to be saying?
Yeah, it will, because right now, even looking for this image that I was looking for images for today's drive-by. Just typing in his name, these images pop up.
Yeah.
Just typing him in. Yeah. Just typing in his name. The Google images, these things pop up. It's like fudge, like it's like, what the heck, man? Like they're everywhere. They're just went viral.
Because if say you're Marvel now and you go, right, it's happened, it's done, the damage is done, or whatever, right? The next one's Doctor Strange. Are you going to invite him to the red carpet and do interviews and all that? Hell no. You just wouldn't. I'm not getting that guy involved. No way.
Right.
I wouldn't because I wouldn't trust him.
Yeah. So this is gonna be like, oh, remember that one time you ruined our movie? Yeah. You can sit out on this one. We invited
get someone else. Get someone else.
We took your invitation and your plus one, and we gave it to the guys over at Film Trigger who decided to have some couth and not put it out there.
I think with anything, sorry, Seth. I think with anything, it's like again, it's with everything, it's finding the balance. If you show something, do something and blur it out and go, oh, who could this be or whatever. But if you're going out there ideally to spoil something, and you're in a position like we're doing this, we want to we'd love to go to the flipping red carpet of one of those movies. It would be great. But then we wouldn't sit there and come out and go, by the way, guys, this is what happens. Like you just sorry, Seth.
Keep that in mind, Kevin Feige. We wouldn't spoil your movies, but yeah, I was just gonna say, all I did was Google his name. It's the 6th photo on Google. Here is the spoiler image.
Well, okay,
it's just one of them.
We won't ruin your movie, Kevin Feige, even though we did a Seth's conspiracy corner 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but that's different.
Well, we did announce possible spoiler. It was all speculation.
Yeah, it was all speculation.
And you know what? And you know what? Going down that route, John Campea, buddy. You think you're bringing out all this stuff first? No. Seth Draven, Conspiracy Corner, blew the lid off all this stuff 3 weeks ago. I'm just saying, you're not as cool as you think you are, John.
I just think it is, like, genuinely speaking, not because it's like he's got that information before us. I don't mean it like that. But I just think, even in the position we're in and we're just trying to, like, do news and stuff, even if I sat here watching now and you told me afterwards, guys, if you said to me, look, I've got a copy of the movie, I would watch it and I wouldn't say anything to anyone. I would probably wind people and go, oh, I've seen it, but I wouldn't actually say anything and I wouldn't put it on the channel, because why would I want to ruin that for everyone?
Right.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't do me any favors. It wouldn't do my channel any favors. Like, just wouldn't. I don't get it. Yeah, strange one.
Well, again, I think that's the difference between you're looking at it from an integral point of view. John Campea is looking at it from a
being a news.
How many views can I get? How many clicks is this going to get? This is gonna bring my advertisements way up. All the views.
Yeah,
that are
but
coming
again, even so, that's what I'm saying. Isn't it like the balance of things? Because he'll get that now, but then he's shooting himself in the foot long term because a company like Marvel invites him to every premiere. There's no way he's going to the Doctor Strange one. They'll blacklist him. They will not invite him. There's no way he will get they'll send him probably a screener thing to watch at home and do a little thing. But there's no way he'll be blacklisted. So how's he winning?
He's gonna get grounded.
Yeah, how's he winning?
He's gonna ground him.
Yeah, he's not winning long term.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't know.
No, that's very fair assessment. But he did. It's out there. Don't Google his name, or you will see the picture. Like Seth said, it's in the 6th picture that Google.
And he's the. I'll tell you why he's a moron as well. You're a moron, Campea, and I'll say it as well. My channel's tiny, and I'm a nobody. I'll tell you why you're an idiot, because you was the one who made about 50 videos. Zack Snyder's Justice League will not happen.
Oh my God!
You are a mug.
Don't even get me started. And then when when it was announced, John Campea was like, I knew it was going to be. I always said it was going to come out, or whatever. He recanted everything he said.
It was weird. At first, he was full on like, no, it doesn't exist. It's never going to happen.
And
then halfway through, he started going like, well, he's like, a finished cut doesn't exist. Yeah. Like
I've always said a finished cut doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You guys are turning my words around. And then when it was released, he's like, well, yeah, but this isn't the Snyder cut. He had to shoot some extra stuff. But I knew it was going to come out. I mean, obviously, that's obvious.
That was when you said just now. When you asked me who do I know him? Yeah, I watched him for years, but that was the turning point where I thought, I'm not a fan of you, mate. Like that's just it's a dishonest thing. It's not a. I don't like that. I wouldn't subscribe to a YouTuber like that. Like I like watching channels like us that just talk rubbish, speculate, might be true, might not. Cool. Yeah. I don't want to go on somewhere where someone goes, here's all the ins and outs and ruins it. I just don't think that's cool.
Yeah, I feel you, man. All right, let's get rid of John Campea here. We're done talking about this weasel, giving him more attention.
Weasel.
So this is something I thought was interesting. I love the actor. I'm not huge into who's the biopic is about, ironically, because I'm a musician, but we have Jonah Hill cast in Martin Scorsese's Grateful Dead movie, which number one, just visually looks like I can see this transformation being seamless, just how he looks. Number two, Jonah Hill being an amazing actor. Like I know he can pull this off. But number three, the thing that's got my curiosity piqued the most is it's a Martin Scorsese Grateful Dead movie. I'm not like the biggest Martin Scorsese fan, but I know his material enough to be like, this is a little different than what he normally does. I've never seen him do a biopic before. What do you listen to the Grateful Dead? Is this something that interests you at all, Ramon?
I don't really know much about Grateful Dead. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's not someone but I'll check it all out because I know there's a lot of.
Well, I know Ben and Jerry's has Cherry Garcia. That's a Grateful Dead thing. But overall, I would love to see this movie with Jonah Hill playing this character. I'm rooting for Jonah Hill, man. I really am.
What kind of a band and everything was they? What is it?
They were an acid trip hippie band. They did.
I'll probably listen to stuff and then probably same as Seth. You'll hear the odd song. Oh wow, that's that. Oh, it's them guys. It'll probably be that sort of thing.
They're more of a when you come across a deadhead. That's what the fans are called, deadheads. When you come across a deadhead, dude, these people are fucking hardcore. Being a musician, and when I go out and play shows, people ask me all the time, "Hey, do you know any Grateful Dead?" And if they're a deadhead, you can tell them right away. They're wearing the tie-dye, they got kind of scruffy beard. And then when I tell them no, I just ruined their entire day. They're like, how do you not play Dead? Oh my God. And they'll keep coming up. You sure you don't know how to play Dead? I'm like, dude, I haven't learned a Dead song in the past 30 minutes.
I'm kind of freaked out by my own ignorance, really, because I'm like you, I love my music and anything from Led Zeppelin, Metallica, flipping anything from 40s music I listen to everything. I'm surprised it's a band that I don't know. Like, I'm genuinely honest. Like, I'm a bit of ashamed of myself because if they're such a big deal, I should know about them. And it's one of the band's first times, you know, in my life that someone's mentioned something this big. Where I've gone, I'm not sure who that is, because normally I like, not like big-headed. I don't mean it like that, but like I love music, so I'm surprised it's not someone that I'm well aware of. But I will definitely check them out.
Well, Ramon, you're on the same page that I am. Like I can only name one Grateful Dead song, and that's because Sublime covered it. Scarlet Begonias.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you're into Sublime, but they did a song called Scarlet Begonias, and that was a Grateful Dead cover. And that's the only reason why I know that one. Other than that, I just know the name.
Because a name like that kind of speaks volumes. That's kind of that's sort of telling me that I'm going to hear some songs that are going to be like. Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely. I'll check them out today.
They were more of like a festival band, I believe.
Yeah, I can. I'll see what you. Yeah.
So, but
Woodstock, Jimi Hendrix times,
and Seth, I'm really interested in what is your deep-seated thoughts on Jonah Hill playing Jerry Garcia in the Grateful Dead biopic directed by Martin Scorsese?
Nice.
So I just had to get the input from the 17-year-old in the room. He's like,
you're not a fan of him.
He doesn't know it.
No, I don't know what. I mean, I've heard the name before, but like
yeah.
Oh, Jonah Hill. You've not seen many of his films, really?
Oh, not Jonah Hill. I don't mean Jonah Hill. I mean the band.
Oh, I thought that's what I thought, because I thought Jonah Hill's quite a big. No, sorry, my bad.
I know who Jonah Hill is.
The band. I was.
The band. Sorry, yeah.
I was trolling him. But no, Jonah Hill is somebody that I'm always going to root for. You know, he's obviously got he's working through body dysmorphia issues. You know, like, please don't compliment.
He has done some good. He's done some very good films. I mean,
but, like, him as an actor, like, I just enjoy his roles. I really do. Like, especially his more serious roles. I was I was a little disappointed when he didn't get into the Batman movie, because I would really like to see his Batman movie.
Yeah,
or what he could have done with that.
He would be good. I ain't gonna lie. He would be. He's one of those where even the silly the Jump Street movies, man. Like, I hated the fact, because I'm gonna get like anti remakes, but do you know what? I love those movies. I absolutely love the Jump Street movies. They're so silly. I love Superbad is a wonderful film. Like, it's I'm the same. Yeah, he's one of those that he would have been great in the Batman.
Jonah Hill, yeah, I kind of wish he was in the Batman. We never actually knew who he was going to play, though. Like,
no,
most people thought Penguin, but
yeah,
actually, it came out at one point. Like, no, it wasn't Penguin; it was the Riddler.
Yeah,
he would have been so good as a Riddler as well, because he's one of those as well that could probably do a little bit of a switch on himself, and you could just see he's got that in the bag. You can see, I like him. I'll check out that band though, and then because obviously I'll watch that movie. So yeah,
cool.
He was in this movie I watched a few weeks ago. I thought it was really fun. It's called This Is the End. It's like
loved it, mate, bro.
You
know what?
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in years.
Right, wait a second. Right, I'm not. If you see it a couple of weeks, right? Who's the dude? Right, who was in Upward Bound? Whatever he's Danny McBride. Yeah, there's a scene in the house when Emma Watson comes in and she's in the bedroom.
I remember the scene.
And he's got that vibe. What kind of vibe? And Danny McBride says it, the bit, bro, I was in tears laughing, because that's the sort of thing you don't say.
Yeah.
That's my kind of comment.
The whole movie is just like me going, like.
What about what's his name? What's his name? From Superbad. What's the kid from Super? No, the skinny dude.
Talking about McLovin?
No, the other one. One. Right, he's in the beginning of This Is the End. Remember?
Yeah, and he goes both in the beginning. Michael Cera and McLovin. I can't ever remember the guy's name who plays McLovin, but.
Oh god, that film! I've seen that quite a lot of times as well.
Again, so many people in that movie. Rihanna's in there at one point. Paul Rudd is in the movie.
I've only seen it once a long time ago, so I'm not really catching any references that you guys are making, especially that one scene. Is that going to have to be like behind the scenes conversation?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. You wouldn't want to say that on there.
They spend a lot of the movie making fun of James Franco for being in SpiderMan 3. It's just funny to me.
And do you know what? I make a lot of fun out of trashy movies and abuse like American trashy movies, which I don't like. Some movies that I think are overrated. There's something that I've said this on one of our early streams that I think American cinema does. I don't know. It might not be your kind of thing, but something that I'm very, very fond of, and it's the coming of age movies. Superbad is a coming of age comedy. Those American Pie, it's silly, but it's goofy. It's that coming of age, being a young boy, Seth's age or whatever, going to school, college, learning about life, women, drink, drugs. I think the American market, like they're the sort of films I'm a fanatic for. Like I'll watch tons of those movies over and over again because they're just feel good films. They're a bit of comedy. The guy makes an idiot of himself in front of the girl, but he ends up with the girl at the end, even though he's the ugly guy. And it's like, it's just feel good movies. And I think that's one thing that I do admit to loving about American market movies, because those kind of coming of age movies, there's so many that I love. There's the one, have you seen Fanboys? There's a movie called Fanboys.
Yes, I've seen that before. That's actually that's a decent movie. If it's the one I'm thinking of.
It's about one of the boys is unwell and he wants to see the Phantom Menace.
Yep. That's it. They break into George Lucas's house. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember that movie. I don't think I ever saw it, but I remember that movie now.
I've seen that. I like it.
It's those kind of films when they come out and you have to kind of hunt for them because they're not the big blockbusters. They end up being the movies that I genuinely love because it's just about a group of friends going on a road trip and it's just life. Like it's just like that's the stuff I really love with like the coming of age. I could watch them all day, man, because it's just fun. It's just goofy fun, making the idiot of yourself, and I just love that. And again, it might like for my age, Seth, it's movies like Stand By Me, Goonies, or it's that same capturing. It's like makes you feel like a kid again. Oh man, I remember that the first time I got drunk, and like the first time I got drunk. Oh
not so
god,
much,
like it's
not so much Stand By Me, but
I've never actually seen that movie.
We've watched it before.
Not in full. I remember watching like half of it and then falling asleep.
Yeah, well,
I was like what, 10?
Yeah, I love Stand By Me, man.
I love what it's that same sort of thing. Lost Boys is another one. It's a horror film, but it ain't really. It's about a young boy growing up in a new town and spooky things happening. It's that same vibe. That's my like. I love horror and that, but that's the genre of film that I most enjoy watching.
You like this feel good coming of age movies, and I learned something about Ramon today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so we still got a couple more things to talk about, and we're running a little short on time here. So I'm gonna. Well, do we have a couple more things? Yeah, we do.
We have a couple more things.
All right. So number one is Patty Jenkins and Rian Johnson Star Wars films shelved over creative differences. What? Did a chipmunk just come into your studio, Ramon? What was that giggle about?
Bye, Rian. Bye, Patty.
Good.
Sorry.
Are you happy about this decision?
Yep. Very sorry, Seth. I'll let you because you're, more of a newer Star Wars fan than I am. Like I like the older stuff, but
I mean, I do too. The original trilogy is like one of my favorite trilogies ever. But okay. Patty Jenkins, Star Wars movie. Could not care less that it's done for. Like, okay, I don't like the Wonder Woman movies, so.
Oh, she did. Did she do 1984?
Yeah, she did both of them.
So how the heck? Wait a minute. So how did she make the first one good and the second one so bad? That don't make sense.
Because the first one was coming off Snyder mythology, and the second one was her doing what she was not.
I didn't know that because
both Wonder Woman movies and just the plot of the movie didn't interest me. Like we didn't know like specifics, but it was called Rogue Squadron, and it was about like fighter pilots. Like okay.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off the Rogue One aspect.
A little bit, but it's like the Poe Dameron Han Solo kind of character, like just focuses on that, like just the fighter pilots, and it's like we don't care. But yeah, that was the Patty Jenkins movie. Rian Johnson, I was a lot more interested in. I don't really like The Last Jedi, but I said this to you last night. Like it's clear he wanted to do his own thing, but was just put in the middle of someone else's story. So,
why don't he do? I think what he should do his own thing when he's just like put in an airlock and then thrown out.
What?
Don't like that film. I think that to me.
Oh, okay.
That movie to me, The Last Jedi ended Star Wars. That ended like that. That absolutely killed the franchise to me. It killed. I mean, it was as big as the MCU at one point. It was like the TV. That was the sci-fi of the world, and it was like, how can you get something so wrong and divisive among fans? I don't know. I just like, and when he was supposed to get a trilogy, I'm like, why on earth would you let this dude do a trilogy that's just done that?
Do it. I don't like The Last Jedi, but I had full confidence in
Really?
What's that noise?
That's my phone.
I had full confidence in him doing his own Star Wars movie that isn't connected
Princess.
to
I agree with you, Seth, because I agree with you on the fact that no, I did not like The Last Jedi.
Princess Leia was Mary Poppins, bro.
As she was, yeah. I didn't like The Last Jedi as a continuing story of this last trilogy we got, as the taint of those three movies. But if you take that movie and pluck it out and put it on a shelf and watch it without any reference to the other movies, it's a decent movie. Like, I think the story is.
The Last Jedi. Are you crazy, bro?
Well, maybe a little.
Are you on drugs? Nah, bro. That's one thing you do not. Last Jedi is not a decent movie. If you think that's a decent movie, then Grease 2 is a decent movie.
It's a 5 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
Jedi. Nah, it's
bro,
not that bad. Like, I don't like it at all. I don't think it's the worst Star Wars movie.
Can I speak to General Hux? This is General Hux speaking. Yes, can I speak to General Hux? This is General Hux speaking. Go and watch the fight again in the room with the red dudes and see that none of the lightsabers actually hit each other.
Right. There's no lightsaber fight in that movie, but
whatever. That movie. Oh, let's give Luke some milk, like from
the tea. Yeah.
Oh, let's give Luke the lightsaber.
Well, okay. Listen, I'm not backstepping what I said. Like, I enjoy that movie for its standalone potential, but I more enjoy that movie for its visual work. Like, it's visually a stunning movie, and that really does a lot for me in that film.
How come there's gravity in space at the beginning with the bombs?
I'm not going to go into the logistics
this is Star Wars.
We're talking about. I mean, you
just
can,
saying,
you can make that argument. You can make that argument with any explosion that happens in Star Wars, because you need oxygen for fire. You know, and like any explosion.
Drop the bombs. Drop the bombs.
I want to throw something out there. A movie that I will always stand by being a masterpiece is Knives Out, which is also directed by.
No, that's a good film. That's a good film.
Which is that movie. Knives Out is what put the confidence there for me. Like me.
Oh no, that's a good. But yeah, I think at that sort of thing, I think he's very, very good. Like, yeah, I really enjoyed that, but I just didn't.
I think with The Last Jedi, it's very clear he wanted to do his own thing, like entirely, but he wasn't given that opportunity yet. Like he was given this story with characters that have existed for decades, and they're like, all right, here, you handle this, and he's like, he did it, but he wanted to do something entirely different with them. So like, that's why I think him getting his own trilogy or even his own just standalone movie would have been fine. Like,
here's another one, right? Finn, Rose, they're both in them speeding things at the end of the movie, correct? And he's going to go, I'm going to go off towards that thing and destroy it. She's behind him, and he goes, I'm going to go and destroy it. And he goes towards it. How the heck did she get in front of him and then come in from the side?
I don't know.
So it seems like Ramon's biggest issues with this movie is like
the story.
It seems like, well, you're harping a lot on like the how's there gravity, in space, or how did she get in front of him?
How did she become Mary Poppins?
How does SpongeBob have fire underwater?
But like there's
sometimes
but with Star Wars is like, you're not supposed, like, you get, that's what I'm saying. If it's like one or two things, don't get me wrong, if there's one or two things, like the General Hux thing at the beginning, I was just like, if there's one or two things in a movie, I go, cool. When she turned into Mary Poppins and started flying, I was just like, what is this, bro? Like, what is this? What is this? What's going to happen next? Is she going to grow wings? What's she going to do? She's going to sing a song, Frozen.
She was using the Force.
She's going to sing.
Space.
She's going to... No.
I saw The Last Jedi in theaters twice. And I think the second time I saw it is when I realized that I didn't really like it that much. I saw The Force Awakens in theaters 4 times.
And the biggest...
And I still love it.
Yeah, I mean...
No, I like the Force Awakens. I think Force Awakens, I'm not like, oh, it's like my favourite or whatever, but it's still... That was like a good... Like an intro. Here's Kylo Ren. Here's thing. And I'm thinking, right, all I was thinking after that movie is, right, we're going to get the Knights of Ren. We're going to get Luke turn up. We're going to have like a proper... And it just... How can you mess up the Knights of Ren being the villains? Like, that could have been amazing.
I will say this. Colin Trevorrow was supposed to... I'm pretty sure I pronounced his name. Colin Trevorrow was supposed to do episode 9 originally. He's been doing the recent Jurassic World movies. And the script leaked. Coincidentally, talking about leaks, it was Rob, who was friends with John Campea, who leaked the Star Wars 9 original
script. Robservations?
Yeah, him. He leaked the original script. It sounded good. Like, there were some things they couldn't do because of Carrie Fisher, but like the original script, it sounded like really good. It could have been the best one of the trilogy.
Do you know what kind of baffled me as well a bit with the first movie as well with The Force Awakens is it's not trying to pick it apart because I bought the Force Awakens. I mean, I've got it. I like the movie, but there's still things in it I think I don't understand. Like what happened in terms of filmmaking? Like what happened to like suspense where you've got Kylo Ren, this dude that you've advertised as the Vader type dude. Why did you just take his mask off 20 minutes into the movie? Save it. Why did you just reveal he's the son of Han and Leia? Save that to the damn end of the movie where he walks on the bridge. No hint or whatever. He's putting down the bombs with Chewie, and then just where's Han Solo? He's gone. He walks on the bridge and he goes, son. Everyone would have been like, what? Like, ta-da.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, Han is gone and they all go back. Chewbacca walks straight past Leia and she doesn't even look at him. Han Solo is dead, and the people that have been in it from the very, very beginning.
Yeah, they did bring that up. That was brought up.
And she walked straight over. And she walked straight over to Rey. Like Chewbacca would have been devastated. Like, how can you not see that? Like, it's those things in the movies where I go, it throws away the feeling for me. Like, I'm like, how can you forget? There's the main dude there. Like,
all right, so Patty Jenkins and Rian Johnson's Star Wars films being shelved for creative differences is a plus for Ramon. Okay,
I think they should.
I don't really care. To be honest with you, like I would have liked to see what Rian Johnson could do with his own story, his own thing that he's not trying to shoehorn onto or piggyback another story, rather. Because he is a great storyteller, as you said. Knives Out is perfect example of that, and. I'm not going to try to trigger you again, but like, I feel like if I take his Star Wars movie and pluck it out and watch it as like its own thing, it's not a bad movie.
I'd watch it if I was on the toilet because it would help me release, but that's about it. I'm more excited about, be honest, Seth, right? You got a choice. You can watch a new trilogy with him, or you could have Mandalorian season 2 and Boba Fett. What would you have?
Mandalorian. At this point,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
already got season 2. Like,
yeah, no, sorry, you know what I mean. Like, I think.
You meant season 3? Okay.
I think that's what I mean. I think the ship is sailed
for Boba Fett, by the way. If you just said Mandalorian season 3, I would probably.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, like. I think the ship has sailed on the big screen of Star Wars. That's what I'm saying. I think the damage has been so hard done to the fan base. I do. I think
that is a very solid point. That what you're saying
on the big screen. I think it's like if they were releasing, say, next year or they said Star Wars 2023, no one would be hyped for that. Not like they would have been before. There's no way that's making no 800 million. Never, because people like that. You'll get certain fans, but the hardcore Star Wars fans will be like, fuck that, no way would I, because I know I don't trust it. Whereas Mandalorian, Boba Fett, they're doing Star Wars, and people trust them now. But I wouldn't trust the big screen again of them. No way.
I feel like Disney Plus is the new home for Star Wars.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
fine with that because they have that big budget.
Yeah,
so
that makes
totally
sense.
agree.
All right, so we're gonna move on here.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
Sorry.
you're fine. I love listening to you, but
You like triggering me, man. It's like
I don't like. No, you get triggered. You get self-triggered. I'm just talking about the news. Okay, so here you go. Ramon, I don't know if this is going to trigger you or not.
I love them movies.
Yeah. What do you think about number 5, Mel Gibson?
Are they acting in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yep.
Well, they can't be cops because they'd be retired. They're too old.
Well, I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, Danny Glover was retiring in the first movie. Like, that was the whole premise of the first movie. He was going to retire.
I absolutely love them movies. I love Danny Glover to the moon and stars. I just love that guy. Mel Gibson, whatever, he's had all of his whatever, but he's done some great movies. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. He's a great director. I don't see him being, unless they're what do you call it? You know, up the office top boys. You know, the
captains, the commissioners, or whatever.
Yeah. I think they'll probably be that sort of role. I can't see him being
the beat cops
out there. No, they're too old for that. But I mean, I love them anyway. I love their movies.
But do you think it's too late to do another? Do you think this movie should have just be done with the pretty well done conclusion? I know Seth probably hasn't seen it, but the well done Lethal Weapon 4 conclusion, like, it kind of just put a period at the end of the entire franchise. It ended it. They were all at the hospital. Oh, are they going to get Joe Pesci back?
I don't think he'll do it because he's singing and all that now, isn't he? Have you heard his music, bro? He's an amazing singer.
Who?
Joe Pesci. Yeah. He does a lot of jazz and stuff like that, man.
This guy right here, he sings. He does. Yep. He's gonna sing you a tune, huh?
Yeah, he's amazing, bro. He's really, really good. Yeah, he does a lot of jazz and stuff like that, like really chilled out stuff. But
really, you have to send me a link, man. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I think that they're too old in terms of on the beat things. I'd say no, I wouldn't want another one because of that. It should have been, 15 years ago. However, Mel Gibson's an insanely good director, and I don't know what direction he will go with it, but I can't see him making it like the other ones because, as I say, they're too old. So I think he'll go for a more subtle, maybe a more like, oh, we're older guys now, and might be a bit more of a good story. I don't know. I'll check it out, but I'm not like totally against it.
It piques your curiosity enough.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool.
I thought this movie would be like done for. Like, I thought it was going to be canceled because, up until a few months ago, Richard Donner, he was supposed to direct it.
Like, because he did the original.
Yeah, he was signed on to direct this movie until he died a few months ago.
Yeah,
and so I thought maybe that would be like, okay, if we can't have him back, we'll just kind of pull the plug on it. But Mel Gibson is saying, like, no, he owes it to him to do this movie, and like, I mean, good for him.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the reason behind the push of it. Maybe it's like more of a tribute movie, like, maybe, I don't know.
Facebook user says, "Oh my gosh, I love these two actors. Being older means this is going to be even more hilarious movie." That's a good aspect of it. Like,
it will be funny.
Well, maybe like someone. I'm gonna guess. I don't know how I can guess this, but I can. Always, when people don't allow us to put their name on the stream, I'm usually pretty good at guessing who it is. I think this is my mom. I think this is your grandma.
That's what I was gonna guess.
Okay, hi mom, if that's you.
Hi.
But someone with her perspective who is very youthfully around the same age as
Danny Glover and Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson specifically. Yeah. That's somebody who's grown up with this franchise, being the same age. She was the same age when it first came out as they were. Like, that perspective of it, I can definitely see being an interesting take.
That's what I mean. I think it'll be a bit more of a subtle movie, more of a laid back movie. I don't see it being like this action packed sort of thing. It'll just
I don't see it.
You know what I mean? You see Riggs.
I don't know. Mel Gibson he's still looking pretty gruff. Like, he's still got a pretty good build on himself.
Riggs running down the motorway.
I'm forgetting that Mel Gibson directs movies. He was supposed to direct Suicide Squad 2 at one point. You know that? Mel Gibson.
Have you guys seen Apocalypto?
Yes, a long time when it first came out. I think I saw it in theaters, and that's it.
That movie, I love that.
Yeah, he is a great director, and so like almost like just him taking over for Donner is it makes me more interested in it. Like I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Yeah.
So I what's up?
The movie's gonna be them two older captains up the top guys. There's gonna be something happening in the movie where either one of their sons is a cop or something like that that's going to get killed earlier on in the movie, and the person that's out there committing all the crime is going to be from the same group that Mr. Joshua was from in the first movie, which was Gary Busey. That's what I think will happen.
And you heard it here. And you've heard it here first, folks.
That's what's going to happen. Mr. Joshua's like nephew or something like that that's out there doing drug running or something like that, and it's going to kill one of their sons, and they're going to find out.
They're going to have to be pulled out of retirement or something like this.
It's personal. I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, you were too old for this shit 30 years ago. But I definitely think if there is action with them in it, it's definitely going to be leaned more on Mel Gibson's shoulders because he was the young guy in the original one, and I think so he's still the young guy out of the two. I don't see Danny Glover jumping off rooftops or anything like that, but CGI, who knows what we can do.
They were really great films though.
Mel Gibson is still 65.
He can still do his bit. Yeah.
All right, we're not going to talk. I'm going to move on here. We're not going to talk spoilers too much here. Ramon, it's really hard because you haven't seen it, but
Ghostbusters, go ahead. I'm not that fussed.
So it's a Ghostbusters Afterlife. We've already kind of talked about it. I mean, you can check out our videos, but overall, Seth, let's just give an overall opinion about the movie. Has your opinion changed about Ghostbusters since you've seen this movie, and where is it now?
Nope, hasn't changed. I still don't really like it that much. I don't think it's an awful movie. I'm not going to be like, oh, I hate this movie. I don't really like it.
Yeah.
I thought it was boring. I didn't care about the side characters. I thought the main girl and like Paul Rudd were the only interesting characters in the movie. I don't like Finn Wolfhard, and that's not just a this movie thing. I just don't like him. Why? I don't know. He's just one of those actors I just don't like.
But he was in the back seat of a lot of this movie.
Yeah,
too.
he was. I don't like Podcast either. I thought he was.
I liked Podcast.
Podcast was annoying. He was like obnoxious.
I don't think his jokes hit, but I liked him. I think he was decent comedic relief. For me, when I first saw this movie, obviously our first reactions, I was like, I don't know. I'm not happy with what I saw initially. Sleeping on it and waking up, I woke you up the next morning. I'm like, here's notes. I wrote a whole bunch of notes. Because I had to just spew this stuff out. I had to get it out.
Right.
And when I did, I'm like, you know what? I did find the heart of this movie. Just sitting down and thinking about it, and I brought up my thought for it a whole grade level, and I think the next time I watch this movie, I'm going to enjoy it way more than I did. And I did enjoy it in theaters, but there was just a lot of story. There was a lot of story, which is okay, but the plot got the back seat. And I really still believe if they would have woven that plot into the story throughout the whole thing, it would have been a better balanced film. The film seemed a little unbalanced to me, but I think I'll like this movie better going forward with it.
I want to say, like with this, I am actually, after you have seen it, I wouldn't say excited, but I'm more interested in watching it because I was after the last Ghostbusters, I was worried for you, Steve, because I know you're such a big fan of it. Like genuinely, I'm not like joking. I know you love Ghostbusters, man, and I was like, and I kept saying to you, I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I weren't joking, because there's nothing worse than when you really love a franchise or something, and then a real bad, And this gives me more hope than I was expecting. And I don't mean that in a negative way, because I thought you guys were going to come back and be like, this is one of the worst. Oh my God, what have they done? I thought it was going to be one of them, but this is giving me more like, oh, okay, it's kind of in the middle ground, or I'm more interested now to actually watch it, if that makes sense.
Is it released there yet?
Yeah, it's out now. Yeah.
Well, why don't
So,
when you get a chance, why don't you go see it, man? Like, I want to do a spoiler talk about this movie on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know?
know. I will. I think as well, because like it's difficult, you know, with a lot of these when they come back, because you want it to be great, but the expectations are so high. It's difficult to sort of
Right, and that's the thing Seth said in the drive-by first reaction was just bring your expectations down a little bit if you're really hyped up for it. But
Yeah.
then you have I watched Cody Leach's review for this. I think you watched Sean Chandler's. Like, they love this movie, and they're not wrong. They're
And
not
Rudy
wrong in
did.
why they love it. You know, and like,
Yeah.
but I think Cody Leach himself had more mixed aspects about it than positives, and that's where I lied. You know,
Yeah.
like when I did my actual review for it, I had things I liked, but my on the fence was like the meat and potatoes of how I felt. I was on the fence with a lot of stuff, but that might change. I might go watch it again and be like, okay, you know what? I was wrong. I misinterpreted it. I let my expectations askew my opinion, you know, and I didn't let the movie be what it wanted to be. I was too busy paying attention to what it not being what I wanted it to be, you know. So it might be one of those movies, and I do want to go see it again. I really do.
I kind of see it that it will be for me like watching it. It's going to be kind of, I know they're completely different types of movies, but like Superman Returns, where I go, oh, I really enjoyed that. I wouldn't say it's a great film. I wouldn't say it's a terrible film, but it had moments where I go, oh my God, this is Superman. But then there's moments I go, I kind of get the feeling I'll be like that with the Ghostbusters movie, where I'll enjoy it. I will watch it again. You know, I'll be one of those, I'll watch it when it comes on, but I'm not going to come away like the feeling I got from maybe the first, even though the second one's silly, but I still love the second one.
The second one is silly comparative to the first. The first is great. The second one is meh. Like it was
I still love it. I know it's silly, but
I love it more for nostalgic reasons.
Yeah, that's probably
when I did my review for it, I was actually shocked with how I felt about it. Because I did a review for it almost 2 years ago, and I was like, I watched it. I'm like, God, this movie actually kind of sucks. You're like watching it with the critique.
Thingy's funny though. That dude's funny. The little dude in the museum or whatever. He's so
Rick
funny.
Moranis?
No. Why am I hazard with goo? That guy.
Oh, that little quirky little fuck. Yeah.
He's so funny.
I don't want you to come out. Oh, yeah.
Him. He cracks me up.
So we were going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, but we kind of dove into that way earlier.
Yeah, we did.
So I don't think there's so I don't think we need to really talk about it anymore. Like we've already.
I'll tell you one thing that's spoiler talk. That's isn't. It's out on the 17th, right? Is it the 17th?
Yeah.
It's out on the 15th here. So I'm gonna see it before you guys.
I
don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm gonna be seeing it on the 16th though, because
I'm not sure why that.
I'm sure you guys get it on the 14th. Then is my guess. Like because you.
Oh, maybe
it's releasing December 17th here, but there's always the pre-screening.
Yeah, we always
there's gonna be showings on December 16th.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's the same for you. You know,
I might try and see that then.
December 15th, but maybe you'll be able to see it.
You're right. I might look that up and see if I can get tickets in, because you're right. There'll probably be one a couple of days before.
They go on sale here in America. They go on sale next Monday.
Well, it'll be everywhere. Just November 29th is when tickets go on sale.
Yeah, November 29th. Not tomorrow, but the next Monday.
This is going to be the highest grossing movie of the year. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah, it will. It will.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so hyped up, and everything behind it is. Yeah,
it's being projected to make over $150 million domestic opening weekend.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, man. Like, I'm almost exhausted talking about it. We've talked so much about Spider-Man No Way Home.
It's just release already,
right? Like, can you just release it?
You know, I'll say this though. The day we do our spoiler talk, like live after we've seen it, that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be a fun.
People are gonna be tripping all over each other. No, let me talk. We're gonna start muting people's mics. It's gonna be a freaking madhouse.
Yeah.
14th, okay. You're right. 14th. I'm looking on the local. Yeah, on that night. It's like there's one showing on that night before. I'll try and get tickets for that.
Here you go, Ramon. You asked us to do you a favor.
So she's doing a brand new movie, and this is going to cause I know we don't talk about this sort of stuff on here, but she's doing a movie called the Hunter Biden movie about what he had on his laptop and all of that sort of stuff. And that's
Oh,
going to cause major. I didn't want to go into I don't mean it like that, but we just brought up a name, and I watched a thing the other day, and she said, the new movie she's doing is about Hunter Biden and about money and all this sort of stuff. I was like, wow, you're going to be treading on, straight dangerous ground there with politics and stuff. But anyway, that's all I know. Like, she's just doing that's a bit of a risky one.
All that, I don't know if you know much about it, Seth. The Hunter Biden stuff that was found on his laptop.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't follow it close either. As you know,
I saw videos and photos, and I can't believe that the media covered it. That's all I'm covered it up.
Yeah,
of
course. I trust the media as much as I trust politics, as much as I.
Let's just say, Seth, Hunter Biden was in a hotel room doing very, very naughty things he shouldn't have been doing with people he shouldn't have been doing it with. So it was because it was covered up, and then to make a film about it, it's like, whoa, that's a bit. But yeah, so that's obviously going to be a big thing next year. Probably
the media's going to drive this man to commit suicide or something. They really are. They love misery, and you know what?
Yeah. I agree.
I'm not doing it.
But yeah,
there is a question of the week. Oh man, and I haven't been thinking about it all show.
Ladies, I had my answer before we even started the show.
All right,
ladies and gents. So you've got it. There you go.
Yeah, we got it right here.
You can still present it if you want to.
Yeah. You want me to do a drum roll?
Yep. Bring it up because I can't remember what I said. Question of the week. If you could bring one fictional character to the real world, who would you choose and why?
Who would you choose and why? Seth, I'm looking at you. I need to start thinking because I don't know.
Superman, for obvious reasons. Man's invincible, and he can save the planet if he ever needs to.
That's
all right.
Basic answer. Yeah.
Which Superman?
The character of Superman.
So just the character. Not any certain actor. Would you want Christopher Reeve Superman, or you want Henry Cavill Superman? You want that other ones?
Brandon Ralph. Don't you dare. Brandon Ralph.
Brandon Ralph. Yeah.
If I had to choose a Superman, Christopher Reeve.
What? Really?
The one that be existing? Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I love you, Seth. You absolute legend. I thought he was going to say Cavill. I really did.
I really did too. I was shocked to hear Reeve. Yeah,
he's debating
Cavill, it. But I think Reeve would be the one that the general public of the world would like the most.
And for the American way.
Imagine how wonderful. Imagine if we're not even talking about it and it was just a real thing, just to see that dude again. Oh, I'd be so happy. I love that guy. But anyway, yeah. Go on, Stevie.
I know. You go ahead. Ramon, I still have no clue. I'm still thinking.
You're gonna say something crazy like Freddy Krueger or something.
I was thinking it.
That's what I thought he was going to say.
Nah, I wouldn't bring Freddy Krueger into this world. That wouldn't even make sense. It wouldn't even make sense.
Why?
He'd be powerless. He only exists in here.
After you.
Oh God! Man. All right. Let me think here. Any fictional character that I can bring into this world? I don't know. There's so many. I don't know who I would choose. Would you guys judge me if I said Thanos? I'm not really going to say Thanos. I really don't know who I'd bring. It's
a good one, isn't it?
There we go. Christopher Reeve for sure. Forever Superman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this is tough. I should have been thinking about it during the whole show, but I kind of forgot about the question.
For me, the obvious choice would I'd say Batman because I love Batman, but I'm not going to say that. I would say V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta?
Yeah, in England, I'd bring in V because the world and the country and everything it's in that kind of state.
Yeah, we do need a Guy Fawkes around here, huh?
Yeah, I would say V because I love that character so much. But I was going to say Freddy Krueger straight away. When Seth said it, that was on my mind because how cool would that be? But yeah, V. I'd bring in V. Superman is a great one though because it's world peace, man. It's can't really beat that. That's the ultimate.
Truth, justice, and a better tomorrow.
Not the American way.
Not the American. No,
a better tomorrow.
That's his new slogan.
Yeah, the new slogan.
Yeah, Superman's like he is. He's the guy, isn't he? He's the one.
If I were to bring any character, oh my gosh, I'm having so much trouble with this.
Yeah, I can tell.
I really am.
Freddy Krueger.
No, I don't want Freddy Krueger in this fucking world. I don't want
Jason Voorhees.
No, I don't want to bring a murderer. I want someone who's going to help the world.
It's a good one, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know who I'd bring. I feel like if I just say anything, it's just going to be just so I can get the answer out there. I don't know.
Say it.
Just say it. You've got to say someone. Has to say someone.
George Clooney's Batman.
You ruined it. We got Superman, we got V, and then George Clooney's Batman.
Well, if I was going down, I wanted to go down in flames. Okay.
Sure, why not?
I don't know. Let's just have an open discussion here, guys, because maybe I'll come up with a different answer before the end of the show. But overall, that's our news for this week.
That was a lot we covered.
Ironically, nowhere near, not even half of what we covered last week.
Right, but
we were kind of zipping through a lot.
Yeah,
of
we were
that
kind
stuff.
of zipping through that one.
But I forgot it is our Thanksgiving show.
You gotta change the background too.
I don't like the background.
You don't like it? I want to try it for a second.
Okay, well there it is.
There you go.
That's pretty.
Oh, you did it. Yeah. Okay.
That's our Thanksgiving.
That was our Thanksgiving theme. Yeah.
That's pretty.
Well, you know why I got rid of that background is because the turkey and the pumpkin kind of like disappeared.
That kind of makes sense.
Kind of washed out.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Sorry, I ruined the question of the day, guys. I suck. I guess we'll be here next week, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we go?
Bring this up. Hawkeyes this week. I'm more excited for that than I should be. But
24th, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Hawkeye.
I have I'm on Thanksgiving break this week. I have school Monday and Tuesday, but then I'm off for the rest of the week. And so these Disney Plus things drop at 3 a.m. So if I stay up Tuesday night until 3 in the morning, I'll be able to watch it. And since I don't have school, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Why don't you go to bed early Tuesday and wake up at 3 a.m. so you can watch them all day and be awake?
Because if I wake up at 3 a.m., I'm not going to stay up all day. I will end up falling asleep in the middle of the day, and that'll mess my whole sleep schedule up.
You don't think you're going to fall asleep in the middle of the day by staying up all night?
No, I'm going to watch it and then go to sleep.
Oh,
is it the first 2 episodes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like the whole season run. Sorry.
No.
I forgot Disney did that. All right. Well,
I would do that though.
Let's see here. Jesus Christ, mother. You know.
That's your answer? Jason Momoa was Aquaman?
I know why that's her answer.
Yeah, me too.
Women, eh?
All right. Well, I'm just gonna close it there with the creepiness that my mom just left. So thank you. We'll be back here next week to discuss some more of the top entertainment news stories with me, Stevie Cade, also known Be Like Ramon, Seth Draven, also known Be Like Steven, and Ramon from Hit or Miss TV, who's Be Like Seth. So, I forgot. I have one more thing. Oh, yes, Ramon. I have kept the Halloween's jump scare, and I think I'm just going to start randomly doing it.
I'm going to rub it in one more time and say that I can also do that whenever I want.
Oh, no. Oh, I don't like this.
That's a good one, though.
It is. It's a good one.
There was actually, before we go, what was the films that come out this week? Because I was going to say to people, just a quick one. Oh, Red Notice is out. Was worth watching. It's not brilliant, but it's okay. It's on Netflix. kind of what you would expect with a rock movie. There was another one. What was the other one that came out? Can't remember now. No. There was like another. No, there was another. There was another streaming movie that came out this week, and I was surprised that it was so good. 1 second. What was it? Oh, that was it. Sorry. If you like Rocky, watch the Rocky IV director's cut. It's not brilliant. I don't know. I don't know whether it's. I wouldn't say it was better than the original, but there are moments. It's one of those ones where if you've seen the original and watched this one, you'd kind of want to merge both of them together because there's certain bits from each one that have you know what I mean? Some are missing, some are. But the fights in the newer version, the director's cut, are 10 times better because it's not got the 80s, like when someone punches, whoosh, whoosh. It's not got that in it. It's more realistic and like.
Yeah, I've seen
the fight. Yeah, the fights are better done.
I've seen a few reviews, and they say it's not like it doesn't completely change the movie, but it does add a little bit more like.
And there's some really great scenes. Yeah, there's a great scene with Stallone where he's leaving to go and have the final fight, and he walks down the stairs, and Adrian. He's like, I don't know what to do. And she goes, you can't win. You can't win this. And the camera goes on him and it stays on him for like a minute. And he's like pacing around, like doubting himself. And I'm like, this is so much. Like there's little bits. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
if
you're a Rocky fan, I'd say check that out. And Red Notice as well. Because
Red Notice is being on Netflix. And the Rocky IV director's cut is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, so. It's just kind of Red Notice is what you expect, man. It's The Rock and Deadpool. So if you like The Rock and Deadpool, then you'll enjoy it. So there you go.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. If you haven't already, please go down to the description below. Click on the Film Trigger link. If you're not already there, like this video, subscribe to the channel, as well as Ramon from Hit or Miss TV. If you want more shit like that, be sure to hit subscribe on his channel as well. All right, with that, everybody, we're gonna say see you guys next week and stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace.